This morning we're back at our window, as it's finally time to try and build a window frame.
We've been putting this task off for ages because we think it's going to be really difficult, but we're finally starting to run out of things to do, so the day has come.
Let's put our thinking caps on. For this window frame we've decided we're going to make a slightly nicer windowsill, so we've got a little offcut of bamboo here, which just squeezes in there nicely, and I've purposely oversized it here, so now we'll draw underneath it and then we can cut it to the exact right size. All the curves in the van mean we're going to have to scribe pretty much every piece that we're going to use for a window frame. So we've tested this piece on the right hand side, which is what it was cut for, and on the left hand side over there, and it fits for both, so we use that as a template. But before we stop for tonight, I'm just going to glue the base piece in onto there, just so that when we come out tomorrow we can start attaching these side pieces. Now we've finished cutting all the pieces and made sure they all fit together, we're just going to use some of this insulation that we've got left over from a long time ago and just go in and fill these gaps around the edges. Up next is the back door windows. These are built in pretty much exactly the same way, with the only difference being we're not using that nice piece of bamboo for the sill, and so instead we're going to build a little fronting frame out of plywood as well. We've now finished scribing and cutting all 4 pieces for this window frame here, and we're now going to use the router to cut a little groove along each edge, which should let us half lap those joints, and that should make it all a bit more stable. Hopefully you can see we've half lapped that one and that one, so now they'll basically slot together like that, and that will form hopefully a much better fit when we come to attaching it all. Now we've done our test fit and drawn around the inside, we've just taped up some covering over the inside bit, so then we can spray paint around the outside of the frame and it will look a lot nicer from the outside. The windows are where we're going to lose most of our heat from, and now we've got this gap around the side that we're not using, we may as well insulate it. That looks warmer. The window above the bench seat was exactly the same as the back door one, so that one went quite easily. However, the one on the sliding door is not square and has a few extra challenges thrown in.
One of the issues with this window frame here is going to be these annoying little bumps that are on the back here. And I think probably what we're going to have to do is get the contour gauge in here and try and push that up against there, and then hopefully transfer it onto these marks on the wood, which should line up with those.
Now the window frame is in and all sanded back, we're going to need to sort out the fronting pieces, but we've got this pesky little angle here to deal with first. So the way to get this corner sorted is to line up the piece where we want it. This one's going to be the longer side, so we'll draw underneath. And then if we switch them round, so this one's now on top. Okay, so then if we cut along those lines there, we should have the perfect match. Yeah, that looks like it's going to work quite well. Ayesha's been doing some wood filling and some glue and sawdusting, and as you can now see, the window frames are starting to look a lot better and are taking good shape. After a couple of coats of white paint, our window frames are finished and we really love how they look now. Our next video will be on some DIY blackout window blinds, and that will be coming out in the new year as we're going to take a short break over Christmas. So make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss that video.